I recently visited the eastern lakeside city of Van in Turkey, and these are 4 of my favourite things that we got up to. Lake Van is Turkey's largest lake, so the first day was spent heading out on a ferry to visit Akdamar Island, which you'll find in the centre. The views on the journey are absolutely breathtaking, and it takes about 40 minutes to reach the island. Once we reached the island, I heard some rustling and banging in the bushes before I quickly averted my eyes from nature doing its thing. We then headed to see the 10th century Armenian Church of the Holy Cross located on the island, and it was amazing to see all the biblical frescoes still preserved on the inside. We then headed up to the viewpoint on the island, where you're greeted by turquoise waters, snow-topped mountains, as well as plenty of wildlife. We saw little baby seagulls, tortoises, rabbits hopping everywhere, and we even got to see our first Van cat, which is Van's famous white cat breed with green and blue eyes. Next, we had to experience Van's famous breakfast. We went to a highly recommended spot where they served the most incredible spread I've ever seen. Alongside Turkish classics like menemen and etli yumurta, the table showcased the region's rich Kurdish culinary heritage. It was fascinating to discover the distinctive flavours of Eastern Anatolia through regional herby cheeses, freshly baked breads, homemade preserves, wild herbs, fruits and nuts. The emphasis on local ingredients and Kurdish food traditions made it feel completely different from the Turkish breakfast you typically find elsewhere in the country. And no visit to Van would be complete without meeting the famous Van cats. Instantly recognisable for their silky white coats and striking eyes, often with one blue and one amber, and I'm pleased to say they looked very well looked after. Finally, we visited Van Castle. So it's perched up pretty high on a rockside cliff, so we had a bit of a trek round to the entrance to the castle. On the way, we grabbed a delicious pistachio cornetto and then headed on up. The castle is almost 3,000 years old, and at the top it rewards you with sweeping views across the shimmering lake, the surrounding mountains and the ruins of Old Van below. And that rounds off our incredible time in Van.